The girl was hiding under the bed trembling. At that moment, a monster jumped down and began searching for her. She held her breath. Then the monster let out a roar. It sounded like it was calling to one of its kind. Brian thought there was no way she could escape this time. But then the monster turned and walked toward the window and disappeared into the night. Brian quickly shut the bedroom window, then quietly walked to the living room to close the front door. But strange noises suddenly came from the roof. Brian tensed up again. She rushed downstairs in a panic. She thought once the front door was locked she would be safe. But suddenly all the electronics in the house started flickering. She quickly unplugged the power cords, and everything returned to silence. She picked up the phone to call the police, but the sharp screeching sound came back again. The fridge also began acting strange. And worst of all, the monster started coming down the stairs looking for her. Brian had no choice but to hide in the corner of the kitchen, but her panicked breathing gave away her location. The fridge was once again controlled by telekinesis and trapped her inside. The monster drew closer. Brian finally saw its face. She screamed in terror, then shoved the monster and ran toward the door. But the monster used its power to slam the door shut and knocked her unconscious. Brian woke up and crawled across the room in a panic, but then realized she could no longer control her body. In desperation, she grabbed something sharp and stabbed it into the alien's head. Brian fainted from the shock. The next morning, she saw the alien's body lying on the floor and realized it was all real. She found a cloth and covered the alien's body, then tried to call the police. But the phone was dead and none of the electronics worked anymore. Brian decided to go outside for help, but strangely there was no one on the street. An ambulance had flipped over in the middle of the road. The nearby houses had also been attacked. Clearly, she wasn't the only one who encountered an alien last night. Just then, dark clouds began rolling over the town, moving straight toward Brian. She ran back home. On the way, she saw the missing neighbors. They stood together with their right hands raised, staring blankly into the sky. It looked terrifying, and something seemed to be moving inside their throats. A man noticed Brian. Back home, she found that the alien she killed had started to rot. Sticky slime was oozing from its mouth, and the slime had formed a straight path leading out the door, as if something had crawled out of it. Following the slime trail into the bushes, she found nothing, but the clouds were getting closer. Brian was sure the aliens were coming back for revenge, so she lit candles and boiled a pot of hot water. She was ready to fight to the end. Just as she finished preparing, a strange noise came from outside. Then a bright beam of white light pierced through the window. The alien corpse floated up and was taken away by some mysterious force. But soon, another alien arrived.